So, good evening, everybody, and you are welcome to today's class. You are welcome to today's class. Today, we are going to continue from where we stopped. So, the last time we were in class, we discussed about data cleaning processes. We were able to do quite a lot of things. We were able to move from cleaning text to cleaning numbers. We then moved on to talking about um, numbers, pivoting, unpivoting, filling, transposing, working with different data types, and the rest. We're able to do all of that in class. So this week, I really wish we could conclude everything that we have right here, and so that we'll start a new topic by the next month, because next month is going to be next month. So I want it to be a new class entirely. So now today we're going to start with date calculation, but something happens here. So what I'm doing is, you can see I currently have an error, and the reason why I'm wanting this error is because I intentionally want it to look like a real-time scenario, right? So something happened over the weekend. I was working with Cloud Cowork, right? And I told it to help me rearrange my folders. Are you all following me? Are you all with me? So I told Cloud Cowork to arrange my folders for me, such that I would be able so my folders are going to be much more organized, much nicer than the way it looks currently. So those are the things that I told Cloud Cowork to do for me. Now, because Cloud Cowork did that job perfectly well, you know that it has moved my files away from where I had originally saved those files, right? It has moved them away from where I originally saved the files. And since that has been moved, that means that what? My data source has changed. And now I am having this error. If you look at the error is telling me that what? Data source not found. The file or folder could not find this was the place where I stored my data source earlier. This is something that happens a lot in a real-time scenario, and sometimes nobody will teach you how to solve this. You just have to work it out yourself. Are you following me, please? If you are following me, can I see something in the chat box? Can I see F for following the chat box? Can I see F for following the chat box? If you are following, good. Now, at the same time, is that since nobody will teach you how to do this, there are some things that you're going to learn on your own. And or this enough is usually gives a lot of people a lot of headaches. And we are here to make sure that Power BI is what is accessible and open to everyone, and to solve all the headaches of Power BI. And that's why we are here now. Now, when you have issues like this, you don't panic. The first thing that happens when you have issues, everybody, is that the error message, try to read and understand what the error message is actually telling you. For example, this is telling us now that what? The data source is not found. It could not find where the data is coming from. Remember, our data source was the data transformation complete file, right? So it's telling me now that the data source is not found. So that means something is wrong with my source of data. Now I have to go to my source. Can you see? Now I'll first click on source, or basically just click on the gear button. So anywhere you see the gear button, it means you can edit what it is that is there at the moment. Are you following? It means that what? You can edit what is there at the moment. That's what that means, in case you are wondering. So now when I click on that gear sign, so when I do that, you can see I have this. It says basic and it says advanced. But then under it, you can see the file path. Because my file has moved, I need to take it back to that file. Are you following? I need to take it back to where? Back to the original, the where my new file is, the path where it is now, the folder where it is saved now. I need to take it back to that place. So that is the only thing I will do. So I'm just going to click on browse, then to bring my computer for me. Then I'm going to look for the file, data transformation file. When I click on it, I would say okay, and then you can see this. I'll just click on navigation and I'm back. But this is on one, this is a data that, this phone now, we've not done anything on it. So this is where we're starting. But let's assume it was something like, let's say, data type. Yes, look at this one now. When is this one, easily what you can just do is same process. Just go to source here, bam. At the source, just quickly change it to that place that you want to change it. Now, you don't necessarily need and say, okay, you don't necessarily need to start going one after the other, one after the other. No, since the source and everything is the same thing, from that source that you are done, just go to the last one immediately. When you go to the last one immediately, everything is going to go like that. Are you following me? Everything will work straight away, and that is how it's done. Is that understood, everybody? Is that understood, everybody? If you understand, can I see you who understood in the comment section or in the chat box? Okay, good. So now let's proceed. So what's the next thing for us to do now is we are working with dates. And I told you dates is another ball game entirely. Dates is another ball game entirely. So now, what are the things we are going to first do? Can somebody tell me the first issue this is having? You have been in my class since day one, so you should know the answer to this. The first issue that this is having, can somebody tell me? What's the first issue this is having? Anybody? Nobody knows? Really? Nobody knows the first
The
issue this is
header is what? The header.
the header. Perfect. So the header is not what? The header is something else entirely. So we need to do what? We need to um, use first rows as headers, right? So and how do we do that? We just come to this place and click use first row as headers. So when I click on it, bam, now it has used first rows as headers. Now the magic that is in my own Excel now, or Power BI now, is that immediately I use first row as headers, it automatically notices that all these things are dates, and it changed everything for me. That's why I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it now, because and I need to explain some basic things. But I think I had done the explanation before, especially talking about using the local and the rest. But immediately I changed mine to headers, all of them became dates automatically, and that is that one. But before now, we talked about using the local to change and the rest, so I'll not ponder more on it. Now, the other part is now that from this date, there are a lot of other things that we can now do. There are what? Lot of other things that we can now do, which is what I am going to now explain in details to you. We have crossed the first hurdle before this class when we did data transformation and data type challenges, and even inside Niger data shop here, we discussed about dates inside of that place. So even in that place that we discussed about dates, we already know what the hell is this? Oh my god. We'll go back to that later. So we already know how to convert from certain things to date type, right? But the other calculations that are inside date, for example, now, how to pick the year from this date, how to create a new month, how to know the name of the month, the quarter, the day, the week, the age, all these ones are what you are going to be doing in the first part of this class. Are we following? So now if you look at it now, all the date has already been standardized for us. We have the birth date, we have the higher date, and we have the last login. Now from here now, let's start with trying to um, do what? Trying to um, pick the year. So let's try to extract date types or date parts. Now the question now is, what are date parts? So now if you don't have your pen and paper with you, please take it and let's put it to writing. What do we mean by date parts, or what are date parts? Date parts are basically the parts of a date. As simple as that. Don't give yourself headache. Are you following? Date part are what? Are simply the part of a what? The part of a date. Are simply the part of a what? The part of a date. Date part is the part of a date. So, what are now the parts of a date? What are the parts of a date? So, the part of the date are number one, the year, number two, the month, number three, the day, number four, the quarter, number five, the week, number six, the name of the month, number seven, the name of the date, and it goes on like that. Those seven things are basically a part of the date. You could have more. You could have start of the financial month, financial year, or leave on that one. But the necessary date part, year, month, date, month name, day name, quarter, week, bin. So how do we use Power BI to do that? If we are using Excel, we could have just said is equal to text, comma, this, DDD, LLL, QQQ, like that, isn't it? But in Power BI, is a different thing entirely. Are you with me? So how do we do it in Power BI? So I'm going to start with um, anyone there. So let's work with the higher date. Now let's use the higher date. Let's know when each and every one of them was hired. So in the higher date, I could say, okay, in higher date now, I want to know the year each and everybody here was hired. So how do I go about it? The first thing you ask yourself is, are you transforming this column, or am I adding a new column? Since you know that this higher date must still be there, the only thing I want to do is I want to add a new column entirely. That means I am not going to come to transform. Instead, what would I do? I will go to add column. I will go to where? Add column. Then that's the first question you ask yourself. Then from there, you ask yourself the next question. Okay, and now I'm in add column. What then do I want to do? Because this is already in date, it has seen it as a date, right? The next thing for me to now do is, okay, now that I'm in date, if I look up here, Power BI, the Power Query has already made life easy for you and I. Why? Because you can see you have from text, from number, and from date and time, which means you can add column from these places based on the type of data that is what? That is there. So if I go to date now and I press on it, because it has seen this as a date, that is why this date is available for us to work with. For example, if I put it on employee name, you can see now the text is there. I don't know why the date is still showing for one reason or the other, but okay, yes, you can see not everything in the date is showing, but pass for one reason is there. Time too, pass is showing, but this. But if I come to employee ID, same thing. But if I come to the date, you can see the date parts now are showing. So now I'm going to go to higher date back. I'll click on the date. Then I can see the things that I can do with the date. For example, I can calculate the age. I can do the date only. That is, create a new column that takes the date only. That is if, for example, you have date and time together. But this place now is only date that we have. The next is I can calculate the year. Now look at when I go to year. Year has some siblings or grandchildren, for example. And the first one there is you can click only the year. So if I click the year now, see I have year, then go to year. If I do that, I'm going to have the year basically there. That's one. Let me close it. Let me go back again. Let me go to start of the year. What will start of the year do? Start of the year will give you the what? The first day in that year. Can you see it? 1122, 1111. Let's close that. Then the next one is what? End of the year. The end date of that year as well. We are going to have it. But that is not what we are working with. We just want the higher year. So I'm just going to come here, the year, then click the year, then I can have what? Higher year. Perfect. Ticket. As simple as that. So I want to know the month these people were hired. Same thing. I go there, I go to date, I go to month, and I click on month. Now let's look at it together. You have month, which will give you the month in the numerical form. You can see the month in the numerical form. 1 January, 3 that should be March, 6 should be June, 9 should be September, January, November, February, July, April, and October, right? But it's giving me month. But this might not be what I want to see. Everything have their own use case. This might not be what I want to see. Maybe what I want to see is the actual month, the name of the month. That is why when you go back to the higher date, you can see that in the date, you have this month. You know what start of month mean, just like with the start of year, the first day of that month, it will show it. End of month, the end of that month. Days in the month, it will show me the total number of days that are in that month. Then you have the name of the month. So that's opened. So now you see it. So you now have month in number wise. Then you have the higher month name. So I'm going to say, I'm going to put higher in front, higher month name, and I'm going to come here and just say higher month. Please, are you following me? If you are following, can I see F in the chat box? Some of us we work with dates.
Mr.
We
Bankole, can you just go back? I did not get that too, please.
okay, so I'll go back. So some of us we
Thank
might
you,
not,
sir.
we don't know. You might be in a place where, for example, you are working with attendance of people, right? These are ways you can quickly do a lot of things because attendance is basically about date, about time, and sometimes about duration. This is where you are going to be working with it. Some of you can add it. You just there's no how you work with dates. So let's take it one more time. Month. So now we've done the higher month. Let's take the higher date again. So how do we go about it? I go back to the higher date. I want to extract the month of this date. I want the month to show because maybe I want to do an analysis based on the month, right? What do I want to do? I go to date. From date, I go to month. From month, I see month. If I click on month, what does that give me? It gives me the month in their number form, in their numerical form. Month 1, month 2, month 3. 1 is January, 3 is what? March, 6 is June, and it goes on like that. But that's not what I want to see. For example, this could be a use case. I might want to see this, yes. But what I want to see is, for example, the name of the month. So how do I go that? I go back to my higher dates. I go to date, and then when I go there, I see month again. I see the name of month. We know start of month. Start of month is the beginning of the month. That is the first day of that month. End of month is the end of the month. That is the end date of that month. Days in month is the total number of days in that month. 30, 31, 28. The name of month is what? The name. The name of the month. So if I click name of month now, you will notice now that what? A new place as there. Now I now see January, March, June, September, January, November, February, and it goes like that. That is how you had more name. So I'm just going to come here and say higher month name. And I'll come here and say what? Higher month. As simple as that. Life is not hard. Are we following everybody? Now, the next thing now is, what if I want to work with the quarters? Oh, what quarter did I hire these people? Oh, yes. I could say, okay, quarter, quarter, start of quarter, end of quarter. No, I want the quarter of the year. And we know quarter means four. So you could have the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. You can see it brought that out for us automatically. Now, what about the day these people were employed? How do I do that? Okay, date, day. Now I have the day. Now this one is very, you need to understand all of this, how they all work together, so that you don't do what? You don't mix it up. So let me quickly tell you. Now you look at it day. I'll click on day. In fact, I'm going to do all of them so that you will see it. Day, where's that day again? Day of week, then day of year. Perfect. Okay. Now I have my day, I have my day of week, and I have my day of year. So what does that mean? Let me see if I can bring those people, that other one forward. Where is it? We have our higher dates here, right? So let me bring it forward. Yes, so that we can have all of them all together. Now let us quickly talk about this. Now you can see we have day here. The day that is here is the original day that we are using. For example, today is 24th of February 2026, right? So the day today is what? 24. Are you following me? The day of week is that day in the week. In our case now, it is using the default that your day starts from um, Sunday to Saturday. You know, in some climes, your day can start from some people's day to start from Monday. Some people start from Saturday, Sunday to Monday, Sunday to Saturday. Some people start from Monday till Sunday. Some people start from Friday, like that. Different clients, different things, whatever works for them. So that's why this day of week is telling you the day in that week. So the day in this week, for example, this one is 4, that is the fourth day. So if you are coming from Sunday, so we say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that means this day is probably going to be in Wednesday. Please, do you understand the difference? Do you understand the difference? Before I say the third one, do we understand the difference, everybody? No. Okay. The first day that we have here, right? The first day we have here is the actual day in the calendar. The day in the calendar. For example, if you look at the date, I thought I dragged that stuff here earlier. Higher dates. Insert. Oh, okay, sorry. Delete. 1 minute. Okay, good. So yeah, look at it. If you look at this day that we have here, you will notice that we have 10/01/2020. So the day part in that one is 10. Do you understand this 10 first? Godwin and everybody. Good. Now, but the day of the week is, in a week we have 7 days. In a week, we have 7 days, isn't it? Either from Monday to Sunday, or Sunday to Saturday, or Friday till Thursday. The way we count it are different, but usually the most common one everywhere in the world is either Sunday to Saturday or Monday till Saturday. Are you following? In fact, let me bring the last one to it, which is the name of the day, so that everything will gel like that. Aha, now we have everything together. Good. Now let us look at this. I even like this. This is a perfect example. This is a very perfect example. Do you see that? Now, this day is correct. You understood. But this one, the day of the week, you see, it's saying this is the fourth day in that week. The fourth day in that week. And look at the name it's giving it, Friday. Why is he giving it Friday? Because the day count starts from 0. You can see 0. And in this case, the 0 is Monday. Do you see? In this case, the 0 is what? Monday. Meaning they are starting their own from Monday till Sunday. If you look at Sunday now, Sunday is 6. In another climb that you are in, if you are part of another world, it can change. But make sure you are working with your day, or if you are working with day of the week, make sure you are confirming with the name of the day so that you know what it is that you are doing. In this case now, as I change the day name, I now know that, oh, this was a Friday, a Tuesday, a Monday, a Thursday, a Friday, like that. Now come to this one, the day of the year. In a year, we don't have 30 days. In a year, we don't have 7 days. In a year, we either have 365 days or 366 days in a year, isn't it? So this day of the year is the actual day of that day in the year. For example, this is 10/01/2020, which is 10th day of January 2020, which is also the 10th day in the year 2020. This one is the 15th day of what's it called again? What's 3? January, February, March. 15th of March 2019. But it is the 74th day, which means you're adding. So it's the 74th day in that year. Then we have 2021. This is first of, what is this? 6 is June, right? June. That is the 152nd day in that year. As simple as that. Is that understood? So that is how all of this works. Do we understand it? Perfect. What else remain I've not done? Yeah, so that is how we extract date parts. That is how we extract date parts. I think somebody wanted to ask a question earlier. Do we have anybody who wants to ask a question before I proceed? Anybody want to ask a question? We are good. Okay, take care. Let's go. Now we've talked about the date part. Now let us now learn how to calculate from an age. I mean, the calculate age, for example. So let's go back to the birth month, the birth date. Here, you are told that you should show the age of these customers or of these employees, as the case may be. How do I show the age of these employees? How do I show the age of these what? Employees. For me to do that, all I need to do is to do what? Click on it and go to date, then click on age. But then when I do that, something happened. This is showing me 13 something 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 something. When I did that, let me take it again. I click on the date, right? What is it? The birth date, and then go to date, and I click on age, like I saw here. But when I did that, it gave me this duration stuff because look at this sign now. This sign is in duration, and this is just, I don't understand what this is, but I think it's in time. For example, don't panic. You just need to tweak it back. It has given you in duration, right? All you need to do is just click on, instead of coming to this duration here, if you come to this duration here, this one is going to create another column for you because you are under add column. But you come to transform, you will see that your duration is also in transform. In fact, let us do it in add column so that you'll be able to see the difference side by side. So I'll go to duration, then I'll click on duration. What I wanted to see was the total age in terms of years, in terms of years from that date till today, isn't it? So I'm going to now go back to total years. So when I click on total years, you will see it has now given me the date in year form. But then something is showing again. What do I have there? I have point something, point something, point something, point something. Do we have point in date, everybody? No. So what do? We round up. So how do we round up? Right click, transform, round. Simple. You can just round. How many decimal place? 0 decimal place, and say okay. Boom. And then you have the total years. That's one method. Another method is, let's see, do we have whole number? There's whole number. Click on whole number. You are good. So now this is the age format because it is returning this in terms of duration. This is in terms of duration. And when you have duration, is because it actually did a calculation. Look at it in this place. This is the calculation, such that each date from date time local now, that is now, minus the birth date, that is a duration type. That is why you have your result in this duration. But what we want is, we want it in years. So instead, what do? We just go our duration and choose what? Total years. If you want to know the total days that that person has spent on earth, you click total days. If you want to click total hours the person has spent on earth, you click total hours. If you want to know the total minutes that person has spent, you click total minutes. If you want to know the total seconds the person has spent, you click total seconds. As simple as that. These are stuffs that you might not know or see elsewhere. And that's why we are talking about it here in class. This is a very easy life-saving calculation. So we have calculated the total here. We calculated the total here. So before we now go to the next one, do we have any question? Do we have any question? Yes, I see Mr. Johnson Ademola hands raised.
Yes, I wanted to ask if
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know if we're going to do that as we move along,
Yes.
but if we are given say 2 dates and we are
Yes.
told to check what's the range, the year range in between those 2 dates.
Good.
Because from what I see now, this one is giving us is in it's vis-a-vis our current date.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
today's date. That's
So
what it is calculating.
let's do something here. Let me remove this. So let's say you have these two dates now, hire dates and login dates, isn't it?
Exactly. So you want to find the
You want to
range
subtract
in
which
between,
one
the
here?
years in between. Okay. Right.
It
Okay.
was actually the next thing for me to do.
Oh, okay.
But you've already brought out, is it the bell out of the cat or cat out of the bell? I don't even know that English. Yes, you could have two dates that you want to know the difference between the two dates. Now, let's see what comes when we do it. Now, I'm going to do it intentionally, the first method that comes to me naturally, which is me clicking this one, then clicking this one. Now, I want a new column. That's why I'm in hard column. Then I come to date, then I say subtract the two of them. Boom. When you do that, what do you notice? You notice this. Do you see? Minus 1466 minus 1772 minus 961. This is looking somehow. What is going on? That's number one. Number two, I will do it the other way around. You know, the other time I chose the higher date before the last login, which is this is before this one. Now I'm going to do it the other way around. The last login first, then higher date. Last login, control, higher date, control. Then I go to date and I do what? I subtract. Boom. Now, what do you notice? No more negative. So, what does that tell anybody? What does that tell you? Let's start with Mr. Ademola that asked the question. I've not said I'm done solving it, but what does this tell you? Everybody. You need to learn something from it. What does it tell you? Who wants to give it a try? Ha ha ha. Nobody.
So can I try?
Yes, try. Tell me.
Okay, I'm thinking when it comes to computers, whatever you put in will bring the output or something like that. I don't know.
That's not what I'm saying.
Your
This one have
input
minus now.
determines your output.
This one have minus. This one does not have minus. Why? That's the question. You need to understand this thing.
And because you pick the number to subtract the lower
I
number,
picked the
so you
greater.
need to have a negative.
Okay, thank you for that promise. Winnie, what about you? Tech sisters, I don't know this one. You
Uh,
are supposed to get killed. Yeah, Winnie, tell me why.
I start with, I think when we're dealing with data,
Mm-hmm.
you when you as you do your analysis, you can
Mm-hmm.
see that they they what the oh my god, the higher date and the login date. I'm trying to zoom. You can see that the login date, your higher date comes in first, and then the login date comes in second. So you subtract the login date from the
Higher
higher
date.
date.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, those two are the logical reasons why, right? Now, the main reason why it is like that is this. For those who have taught Excel, one of the first classes we do in Excel is dates class. And I told you, or I've said, or what it is to everybody on this video right now, is that in computers, dates are stored numerically as first, and they are starting from the first day of January 1900. Each of those days are represented with a numerical number, with a number. So 19 1, I'm sorry, 1/1/1900 is number 1. 2nd of January 1900 is number 2. 31st of December 1900 is day 366. Day 367 is 1st of January 1901, and it keeps on going like that. In this case now, why do you have a negative? Is because when you convert this to number, this what's it called? This to number, you know that it will be of higher number than the former. And when you are doing, if the one that is in front of the negative is smaller than the one after it, you know that you're going to have a negative result. That is, for example, 2 minus 5 will give you minus 3. That is why you are having this negative here. Is that understood, everybody? Now, remove the negative one, what do? You bring the bigger one before, then you subtract. That is method number one. Now, to the original thing that we want to do. What has happened in this place? What we subtracted was subtracted in terms of days. It was subtracted in terms of what? Days. The days that exist. Because like I told you, each date is represented with a numerical number. Aha, numerical number or day. That is why we have 1466. But what we wanted to do is, so this is actually a result. It means 1466 days. 1466 days. That is what this is. But that is not what we want. We want it in terms of years, isn't it? So I've removed the numerical and the minus one. So let's move. We want it in terms of years. So if you have number in days and we want to take it in years, what do we do, everybody? You have your days and you want to convert it to years. What do you do? Can anybody tell me? Okay. So what you have to, okay, somebody has raised their hand. Yes, Mr. Johnson, tell me.
Okay, so I think we'll click on the column.
Okay,
That's
we
the
click on the
subtraction
column.
one. That's the header
Yes,
here.
yes.
And then go to, oh my goodness.
No, no,
Doesn't
it's
look
not.
like
It's
dates is
not.
about. It doesn't look like dates can on the ribbon.
This is not more a date now. You know that this is ordinary number. If you look up, no date. If you look here too, no date. Aha. So
Right,
what do we
exactly.
want to do, everybody? So this is a numerical date. I mean, numerical number now. What we need to do is that we divide by 365 because 365 days make 1 year. So 1466 days will make how many years now? That is what we want to do. Do you understand that analogy, everybody? 365 days makes 1 year, right? 1466 days would make how many years? 1466 divided by 365. The question now is, do you now want to do the calculation on this same place? You do it in transform, or you want to create a new column for it? So because we are in class, I will create a new column for it so that we can understand the flow. So how do I create that? I'll just go to standard. Now click divide. It will ask me, what do I want to divide it by? I would say I want to divide by 365. But some people are of the opinion that when it comes to dates, this is something that you might not hear anywhere else. Please pay attention. Do you know that if I do 365 here, I might be partially wrong? Can anybody tell me why? Maybe this is where I'll start my
Because
giveaway.
like as Libya and
Because we have
because some
some days,
306.
yes, because we have leap year.
Some days changes.
Yes, you could have 365 days or 366 days. Now, because of that, you need to use, instead of 365 alone, we usually use 365.25. That is what it is because 0.25 is 1 over 4. So we have point because every 4 years is when we have a leap year, right? So 1 over 4. So 1 over 4 is 0.25, 25 over 100. So that is why we used to use 365.25. This is the correct, this is the best way to calculate years when we have the days in the numerical form. This is the correct and best way to calculate years. If you use 365 alone, you are assuming that within those years there is no leap year at all. And in 10 years, you have 2 leap years or 3 if that the first year is starting from a leap year. Then every 4 years, that'll be 2.5. Say, are you seeing now? Imagine you spent 40 years, it means in 40 years you've done 10 leap years. But if you put that 365, it will calculate everything as 365, 365, 365, 365. That is why it is very important that you use 365.25, which will cater for all the leap years that might have existed within that calculation. Please, is that understood, everybody? So I'll say 365.25. Then I will now say okay. Now you will now see this. You can see it gave me now in form of what? Decimal again. Because obviously what I did was a numerical calculation. All I need to do is just to do what? Change it from decimal to what? Whole number. Simple. Now, what does they have here? I have 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, 5 years, and it goes on like that. That is how we create tenure. So we can call it tenure. The tenure is difference of dates, maybe a working, for example, this one is a working tenure. So we employed the person when we have some HR here, right? We employed the person, the hire date is this day. The last time that person used the ERP system, for example, is this day. Or the last time, if it's in attendance, the last time this person clocked in on the attendance machine is this day. So how many years did that person used? You can see now, oh, or in your HR file, it could be your date of entry. And this could be when the person left the company, right? So if your date of entry is this 2020, and this is here, you could say, oh, okay, this person has spent 4 years. Are you following? So that is what we are actually done with. Good. Do we have any question? 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 Okay, so since we don't have question, then we're going to do number 12 and we'll call it a day. So for this, let me just quickly adjust it. Or should we just end it today and we'll finish everything on Thursday? I knew we were going to spend a lot of time on dates, so that's why I had to take my time so everybody can understand. But the remaining ones are much more easier. So should we just move to next class or we should continue? And wait, it's after 7. I think people in Nigeria should be breaking their fast now. For those that are fasting. Should we continue? Nobody's answering me, or we should stop.
So let's do the number 12.
We should do the number 12. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
conditional.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we should do it. Okay, so let's go ahead. So number 12 now is conditional columns. This one, you use it all the time too. Like, see, you use it all the time. I don't need to talk. I'm just going to do the first one. Basically, we know the top column, use column as first row. That's good. Now we have all of this. So what are the conditions I want to give? Because we need to do different conditions now. Now, conditions are just like in Excel. You know, we have if, isn't it? We have if else, and the rest like that. Now, in Power BI, in Power Query, we could do our normal if condition. Very easy condition, as simple as ABC. For example, let's say we want to categorize the purchase amount now. right, into different tiers. Say, for example, if you purchase above, what is it called? Above 50,000 is higher value, and if you purchase below is what? Um, Low value, isn't it? That's as simple as ABC. We can do that. So how do we do that? I can easily just click here. Since what I want to do is I want to add a new column. All I need to do is to go to add column. But if I look up here, I will see a new column that says conditional column. My people, it says what? Conditional column. I will just click on it, not disturbing myself at all. Bam! Then it will bring up a pop-up for me like this. Now, the first thing you have here is the conditional column name, the name of the column. What name do you want to give the column? That's the first thing that is asking. What name do you want to give the column? So, what name do you want to give it? So let's say I want to give it amount customer segmentation. Segmentation. Then you have this place that asks you series of questions. The first one is the column name. What is it asking you? It's saying column name. If you click on it, it lists out all the columns that are there. But you're working with the purchase amount. So you click on purchase amount. Then question is operator. The operator is the what exactly you want to do. For example, is the purchase amount equal to a value? Is the purchase amount is not equal to a value? Purchase amount, if the purchase amount is greater than a value, if the purchase amount is greater than or less than a value, if the purchase amount is less than a value, or the purchase amount is less than or equal to a value. So in this case, let's say the purchase amount is greater than what? 50,000. Then the output, what should it return? It should return high order, for example. Else, it should return what? Low order. This is a basic way of doing it. Then I can just say okay, bam. And when I say okay, you see what happened? Automatically, the column was created for me. Automatically, the column was created for me. Automatically, the column was created for me. And I have all my orders showing. That is number one. Number two is that, okay, what if I have multiple conditions? Are you following? What if I have multiple conditions? How do I go about that? How do I do that? Right? I can just edit this back and say, okay, we have only higher order and lower order. What if we want to do medium order? Are you following me? What if we want to do medium order? So let's quickly look at the values that we have there. We have 20, so we should use 50,000. So let's use, okay, so we could say if it is greater than 50,000 is higher order, right? We could add clause here. When I click on add clause, it allows me to add another condition. I could say if the same purchase amount is now less than or equal to, let's say, 25,000, then what should we do? No, less than or equal to 50,000. Less than or equal to 50,000. It means it is a what? A medium order. A mid order. But there will be an issue. The mid order might be colliding with lower. So the mid order might have a range, isn't it? So let's say less than or okay, no, let's say is greater than or equal to 25,000. Yes. Then I can say okay. Now you can see automatically we have our mid orders in between now. Now, to make life easy for you, you need to think about how you have arranged this thing. So if the case now is that it's better for me to carry this one up. See these three dots, I can bring this one up by saying click on it and say move. Move up. You can see move up. So when I move it up, now if my purchase is greater than or equal to 25,000, then it is a mid order. And if my purchase is greater than 50,000, there is an higher order. Then if it is neither of them, then it is a lower order. Else is a lower order. Okay. Then I have, now you can see when I move that thing up, you see that everything changed again. The reason for that is because it would first do everything in this place first before it does the next one. Now I have to go back again. No, what I did was wrong. So that means in this case now, it will first take all that is greater than 50,000 and name them as higher order. The next one, after it has done that, it will now say, okay, the remaining one, those that are now greater than 25,000, right? Name them what? Mid order. Then those that are now up to 25,000, they are the ones that are low order. That is what we have here. Is this 50,000 or 500,000? It's looking like 500,000. That's 50,000 now. Okay, I think that is actually 500. Okay, so let's make it extra zeros, and say okay. Good. Now you can see we have our higher order, we have our mid order, we have our low order. This is how we create conditional statements. Are you following me? Now, another part of conditional statement is this. What if you want to know um, um, we want to do multiple conditions? Conditions that are based on the what? Conditions that are based on the um, two. You know that this first condition is based on one category, one column. What if it is now based on two columns? How do we now do it? What if it is based on two columns? For example, we want to know if the quantity the person has bought, the total quantity that has been bought, if it is more than something, and the customer type as well. So for example, let's say if the quantity is actually greater than 15 and the customer type is premium. Good. Discount. So for discount now, you say you want to give a discount percentage, right, or a discount rate. So if the person is a premium customer and they've bought more than 15, you want to give them 20% discount. Or if the customer is a premium customer and he has bought more than 10, you want to give them, for example, 25 and 15% discount. Or if the customer has spent and bought above 10 quantities, then 10%, else 5%. Now that is a bit, we are becoming much more tough, right? Now we want to do multiple conditions. You know, the other one we did is just a simple condition, and I told you the two methods. Either you have just a simple yes or no condition, or you have multiple inside of it. This time around, we are doing it based on two different columns. Two different columns. So this is where you're going to write just small tiny code. It's just small tiny M query. Small one, small one. So how do we do it? You will see that it's very simple. Trust me, it's very simple. Don't be sad. You will see. Okay, wait. You have been in my class since day one. If I say something is simple, is it not simple? I promise. Amina, don't you trust me again?
Yes, sir. I
Eh.
trust you.
Oh yeah, let's go. So how are we going to do it? So I can just stay on any of them. I can just come to. You see this add column. You can see we have column from examples. We have custom column. We have invoke custom function. Big English. We have conditional, index, and duplicate. Duplicate column will duplicate column for you. Index column will create an index column. I think we've worked with index column. So we worked with the three here. The only one we've not done is this custom column. So let us click on custom column and let's see what happens. Bam! Now when you see custom column, you can see that it came out in form of code. It's asking you to write your code. It's saying is equal to. But if you look at this side, something is easy there. You can easily just drag it. You can insert it and check on it. So what it is that we want to do? We want to say if now. Abi? So Mr. Bankole, you told this thing is going to be simple now. Is equal to if. If what? If the quantity, if our quantity insert, right? So if space our quantity space is what? Is greater than 15. And our customer type insert is what? Premium. Premium. That's number one. Then, just like I see you're speaking English, 0.20. That is number one. Is it not simple? Is it not simple? It's simple now. Is it not as if you're speaking English? Aha.
It's not so.
Don't worry. You get used to it. Moving forward. Else, if the same thing again. So I'll just copy everything again. I'll be a lazy person. I'll copy it again and paste it. But this time around, instead of 15, it's 10. Then the customer type is still premium. But you know what change here is the 10. So the percentage will change to 15%. Abi? Then else if, then paste again. Now, instead of 10, let's just say the customer is the quantity is somebody bought 10 units of something, right? And whether they are premium or no premium, or any type of customer that bought 10 units of something, you give them 10%. Then you can now say else what? 0.05. So I'm now going to arrange this thing for us in a manner in which you will be able to understand what is happening. So for me to go down, that I'm pressing shift and enter. That arranges it in that way. So now the first thing is if your quantity is greater than 15, that is the quantity that was bought in this place is greater than 15, and the type of customer that bought it, you can see you have customer type, right, is premium, then we are giving that customer 20%. Else, if the quantity that was bought is greater than 10, you know that we started with 15 and I told you that it will take it the way you've written it. So that means this 10 here, it means it will take 10, 11, 12, 13 and stop on 14. It will not reach that 15. Did you get it? So then it will do what? And your customer type is also premium, then 15%. But if this one is 10, you can see that we are silent on the customer type. When we are silent on the customer type in this place, what does it mean? It means that what? Any type of customer. The only issue there is the only condition that is there is that what? You have bought more than 10 quantities. Then you have 10%. Else, that is any other thing, we will give you 5% discount. It's as simple as that. Then I'm going to come here. Let's call this discount percentage. Then I'll just say okay, boom. And then you can see we have all of the percentage here. So that is how that is how that is done. And that is the end of today's class. So all we have done, we've started from beginner level up to intermediate level. Next class, we're going to go into advanced level of data transformation. Every other one from 10, from 14, 15, 16 down are advanced level. They're still very simple level, but it is something that you just see. It is just going to be like this one, but not like this. So, do we have any questions before we call it a day? I know a lot of us will still have to come and watch this recording again. Okay, yes, I have Abdurrahim Aminat. Yes, let's go. Tell me.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for the class. But
You're
is there no
welcome.
any other way for us to do this multiple conditional this thing than the coding?
More like a drag and drop, like the one we did earlier, the conditional we did earlier. No.
Probably. Probably.
The other way, there are
Then
okay,
I
wait.
noticed you were right.
There are other ways.
Okay.
The other way is if you do it inside Power BI itself, which is still another code entirely. You see, that code is not as straightforward as this one. This one is M query. This
Oh,
M query is similar to Excel. That other one is DAX. See,
okay.
you cannot run away from small, small. It's just tiny, tiny code. Calm down. Don't be afraid. Just tiny, tiny, small, small. Do you understand? And life is not hard
Yes,
now.
sir.
There's ChatGPT, there is Google, Gemini, Cloud, and all of them. Now, all of you are, why are you afraid? Uh-uh.
Okay.
Don't be afraid. You'll get it.
Then I noticed you were writing 0.1 and everything. Can't you just write it in percentage then? Or
I
will it
could,
not
but I
show
think
this is
it's much more easier this way. Let us try it that way too. We could try it. Let's
okay.
see. Then let's see whether it will take it. Say 20%, right? You see, it is not allowing it. It's giving red after it.
Okay.
Say 15. So you see, show error. So you see, it's telling us that the token else is expected here, which is actually there. But then the issue gonna go is this percentage, right? So 15%. Let's try it now. Let's see. Let's. You can see I can't even say okay. I can't press okay. ChatGPT cannot help you in this interview. Don't worry, you'll be fine. I'm coming in. Then 10%. We are trying it, so just to confirm, everybody should be 10%. So you know that it will not work. Else 5%. Me, I know it will not work, but I like showing. You can say I can't even press OK. Aha. So since I can't press OK, I need to just return it back. So this point 20 and this 0.15, 0.15. The percentage needs to be removed. The symbol. Then this is 0.10 and this is 0.05 and 0.05. Good. I to tell you that the errors. Okay, I can go. Good. So that is that. Any other question? See, just like I tell my student of Excel, you cannot run away from writing functions, if statements, summary, all of them, count if. right? Yes, you can run away using power, what's it called? Pivot table. Abi, I know. But one way or the other, there are still some basic things that you just not run away from. This is an example of it. These ones are still simple now. Oh. mm. You know that this is a very long distance, and we are just starting from the baby steps first. We are still going to come and do some that is code. And all of you, yes, I'm not going to rush it. That's why I'm not rushing it. Let us take note of that. We are still going to write DAX. Obviously, we are still going to learn it all together. Are you following me? But I like the way we are taking it step by step, bit by bit. When we get there, you will not even know that you are writing plenty things because you understand the fundamentals, you understand the basics. Is that understood, everybody? So don't worry yourself. Let's just take it one step at a time. Is that understood? Yes. Oh yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. So Aminat, do you have any other question? Your hand is still raised.
Sorry, I will remove it now.
Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate being with you today. Please, if you are watching this video later on, kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel, share with your friends, tell other people to join the evangelism, like, give us a good comment. Anything we need to change, please let us know. We made some adjustments to the quality of the video and to the way the video is being done. And please let me know the effect on the recording as well once it's uploaded on YouTube. Thank you very much for being with me from the beginning of the class till now. And yes, learning data with banking. Thank you very much, everybody. And do have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye bye.